Hello sir, my name is Janice Limsey and my metro number is 277059. Today, I want to present about the individual assignment of Calculus 1. Okay, the question 1. Discuss and sketch the following function. fx is equal to x power 5 minus 5x cubed. Okay, to solve this question, we want to follow the step. Okay, the step 1 is determine the domain and intercept. Okay, we know that the equation is fx is equal to x power 5 minus 5x cubed. The domain is x can be any real number. Okay, so we need to find the x and y intercept first. So from x-intercept, we can let the y equal to fx equal to 0. So sub the equation to become 0. Okay, then we can get the x-intercept is equal 0, square root 5, and negative square root 5. Okay, the next is we need to find the y-intercept. So we let x equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, the fx also equal to 0. Okay, so the step 2 is to determine the symmetry and asymptotes. So we find the symmetry first. Okay, so we sub the negative into the fx, and then if the answer is negative fx for all values in the domain, it is an odd function, so the curve is symmetry about the origin. Okay, then asymptotes. Function f of x has no the asymptotes because it is a polynomial function. Okay, the step 3 is to determine the interval of increases or decreases, so we need to do the ID test. And we found the first derivative is equal to 5x power 4 minus 15x squared. And then to find the critical number, so we let the first derivative is equal to 0. And then we got the x is equal to 0, square root 3, and negative square root 3. And then we can build a table for the ID test. And then we write down the interval. And we can randomly choose a number from this interval, and then we got the answer of first derivative. If the answer of first derivative is positive, and then it means it is increasing. If the answer of the first derivative is negative, and then it means it is decreasing. So we got the increasing on and decreasing on these intervals. Okay, the step 4 is to determine local maximum or minimum values. From the ID test, we know that the first derivative changed from positive to negative SC, critical number, so FC is a local maximum. If the first derivative changed from the negative or to positive SC, so the FC is a local minimum. And here is another way to find the value of maximum or minimum. We can use the second derivative. If the second derivative is greater than 0, so FC is a local maximum. If it less than 0, so it is a local minimum. To check the critical number, so we use the second derivative is equal to 20x cubed minus 30x. And then we set the critical number into the second derivative. And then we got the x is equal to square root 3, and the answer is greater than 0, so minimum occur. And when x is equal to negative square root 3, and the answer is less than 0, so the maximum occur. Okay, so this part we can sub the critical number into the fx, so we got the local maximum and minimum points. Okay, the step 5 is to determine the concavity and points of inflection. So we need to do the concavity test, and then we let the second derivative is equal to 0, and then we got x is equal to 0, square root 3 over 2, and negative square root 3 over 2. Use the critical numbers and the inflection numbers to do the concavity table, so we got the intervals of this. Here is the note for the curve is concave outward where second derivative is greater than 0, and concave outward when the second derivative is less than 0. And then the inflection points occur where the direction of concavity change. And then this is the table for the concavity test. We can write down all the interval, and then we choose randomly a number from this interval and sub into the second derivative. If the answer from the second derivative is negative, it means it is a concave downward. If the answer is positive, it means it is a concave upward. In the previous steps, we got the concave downward on this 3 interval and the concave upward on this 3 interval. To find the inflection point, we use the second derivative is equal to 0, then we got the x is equal to this 3 number. And then we sub the x into the fx, then we got the inflection point. Okay. Okay, the next step is write down all the points because we want to sketch the graph. So we got the x and y intercept, local max and local means, and last is the inflection points. Okay, lastly, we need to sketch the graph of fx is equal to x power 5 minus 5x cubed, and then we can use the point that we found from previous step to plot the graph. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.